In this video, I will show you how to search for Creative Commons images online. There are 3 steps to locating an image and properly citing where it came from. You may be asking yourself, why am I specifically looking for Creative Commons licenses or images? That's because any image that you use, you have to give credit to where it's coming from. And if you take an image without the permission of the person who created it, you can be infringing on copyright. This is important to know in your everyday life, but especially for school purposes. You're going to want to use images that you have a right to use, and that permission has to be provided by the person who created it. One of the easier ways to search for images with Creative Commons license is to search in a database specifically where it will let you know where that information comes from. If you have questions about Creative Commons, you can go ahead and go to creativecommons.org and it will explain the different licensing agreements for you and also the little images that are accompanied with it to let you know what you can and cannot do with an image. Today I'm going to be showing you how to search in Flickr, and that's because this is a database of photos online that specifically give you the information about Creative Commons licenses associated with the image. If you're using something like Google Images, some of those photos might let you know what the license for that image is. Others won't. It's harder to search there and to know if you can legally use an image or not. So that's why it's easier to search directly in a database like Flickr. Another good resource to use is Wikimedia Commons Images, which you'll notice is very similar, but I would say that there aren't as many selections here. So that's why we're going to feature Flickr today. Let's start by going to flickr.com, and that does not include the E in the title. From here, we're going to search for an image based off of our school assignment. So the example I'm using today, we're being asked to find images related to social class, education, or equity. I'm going to start by going pretty broad with my search terms. So one of the examples I have here in my assignment is that maybe I might want to look at trade and community colleges. So learning a trade through a community college. I'm going to keep it just to the main ideas to what I'm looking for. And as I mentioned, right now I'm starting pretty broad. From here, you can see I have a variety of images that might be a good fit for what I'm searching for. So people actually learning various trades. It looks like it's in a school setting. If I want to focus on one specifically, I could narrow my search terms and be more descriptive. Let's try doing that with another example. So if we're looking at equity in a particular region, let's maybe start with Pacific Northwest. And maybe we want to look at homelessness. Again, we can see here that I have a number of images. It looks like it's focusing primarily in the Seattle area. I can mess around with my search terms a little bit more to see if there's specific areas I want to look at. I can maybe try Spokane, Oregon. You want to try search terms that are going to give you a variety of results. So thinking more broad, like the Pacific Northwest or Washington, or more specific by naming specific cities or places. Let's say I think this image here is a good fit for what I'm looking for. What's nice about using Flickr is that it will tell you the copyright associated with the image. So on this one here in the right-hand corner, you can see that all rights are reserved. So that means that this will not be a good fit for me because I'm going to want something that has a Creative Commons license, which will be a CC. And if you have any questions about what you can and cannot do with this license, go ahead and click here and it will give you some details. Let's go back to my search and see if we can find an image that I can actually use for my assignment. The easiest way to do this is to go into the left-hand corner and click on any license. From here, I'm going to click on All Creative Commons in the hope that this will give me results that I'm more likely to be able to reuse for my coursework. As I search through here, I'm seeing that there's still some images that I think might be relevant to what I'm hoping to achieve with my assignment. So let's say this is an image I want to use. If I go and look at that copyright information here, it says some rights reserved. If I click on here, it's going to let me know what rights are associated with this image. So it looks like I'm free to share and redistribute it. I could even remix it or transform it a bit as long as I follow the license according to the terms here. So it's telling me that I need to provide attribution. So I have to say where this image came from and acknowledge the person who created it and provide access back to the image. We're going to do that automatically by creating a citation for the image. So anything that you use in your work that is not your own idea, that includes images, videos, words, you're always going to create a citation. And this leads us to our second step, which we've kind of already gone through a bit. We want to make sure that we are double checking the Creative Commons license. So that's what we were doing by clicking on this link right here. As you look for different images, you want to ask yourself, am I going to change anything about the image? How am I going to share the image with others? Do I need to attribute where the image came from? And what requirements did the originator of the image include in the license? So for this instance, it's being able to link back to the photo and saying who created the photo. If you have any questions about Creative Commons, you can go to creativecommons.org and it will explain the various licenses to you and what you can and cannot do with each of them. So what you need to learn to do is to interpret these little icons next to the images, and this will detail to you what you can and cannot do. Now that I've located an image, my next steps are going to be downloading it. Note when you're using Wikimedia Commons images, it's a little easier to search in the sense that all of the images are Creative Commons, so there's not as much interpretation there, but they do have fewer image options. I'm going to encourage you to start with Flickr just because there's a wider selection of images. However, you do want to pay attention to the Creative Commons license associated with each image and make sure that it fits your needs. And that's true for the Wikimedia as well. Now, to complete our final and third step, you'll want to watch the video titled Creating a Citation for an Image Using MyBit. Here I will show you how to download the image and create a citation for an image you find online. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to the library. You can contact us at our reference desk, email us, or use our 24/7 chat librarian feature when we can help you with any element of this. Thank you and good luck finding those images.